Hi everyone, welcome to Must Read Monday. My name is Dabney. I'm the young adult librarian with the Twin Lakes Libraries and I use they, them pronouns. For today's episode, I am going to be sharing some recommendations for spring break reading. I think most middle school, high school students are on spring break this week, so congrats to you all. I hope you're having a wonderful time. And this week, if you come by the Hancock branch, we don't have after school programming because school is out, but if you do want to come by and chat with us about books or do some arts and crafts or whatever, or just hang out, you're always welcome here. And also, April has started, so this is a perfect time for you to sign up to get a teen book box. I'll have the link in the video notes. Alright, so these are just my book recommendations. I just kind of went into the young adult collection and just grabbed sort of at random. And most of these are contemporary, and a lot of them are kind of have romance, because I wanted to pick books that are just sort of like feel good, generally happy books that are kind of, light and something, you can take with you on spring break and just kind of enjoy. I also sort of wanted to get things that kind of had that end of the school year vibe, whether the characters are like going on spring break, whether they're getting ready for prom or it's the beginning of summer, just wanted to get in that vibe, because I think a lot of us have it where it's like getting to the end of the school year and we're all pretty excited for summer. So, and I might have talked about some of these before, but it's been a while. So first up, I have Starry Eyes. This one is just a light contemporary romance. So ever since last year's homecoming dance, best friends turned best enemies, Zori and Lennon, have made an art of avoiding each other. It doesn't hurt that their families are the modern-day Californian versions of the Montagues and Capulets. But when a group camping trip goes south, Zori and Lennon find themselves stranded in the wilderness, alone, together. What could go wrong? With no one but each other for company, they have no choice but to hash out their issues via witty jabs and insults as they try to make their way to safety. But fighting each other while also fighting off the forces of nature makes getting out of the woods in one piece less and less likely. As the two travel deeper into the Northern California's rugged backcountry, secrets and hidden feelings surface. But can Zori and Lennon's rekindled connection survive out in the real world? Or was it just a result of the fresh forest air and the magic of the twinkling stars? So, of course, I love this because camping, I also kind of like that it's like best friends to enemies to lovers, and it's just like a pretty humorous book as well. I'm kind of one of those people who I'm not that easily amused, I guess. Like, I'm not somebody who actually laughs out loud that often, but Starry Eyes was one that, it was fun. It was a fun read for me. This one is not quite that lighthearted, but I really love this book, With the Fire on High. And I picked this one because in it, the main character is in a cooking class at school and gets the opportunity to do a study abroad for a week. And I can't totally remember if it's on spring break, but I feel like it is, and I think they go to Spain. I'm very vague on details right now, but let me read you the summary. Ever since she got pregnant freshman year, Imani Santiago's life has been about making the tough decisions, doing what has to be done for her daughter and her abuela. The one place she can let all that go is in the kitchen. There she lets her hands tell her what to cook, listening to her intuition and adding a little something magical every time, turning her food into straight-up goodness. Even though she's always dreamed of working in a kitchen after she graduates, Imani knows that it's not worth her time to pursue the impossible. Yet despite the rules she's made for her life and everyone else's rules, which she refuses to play by, once Imani starts cooking, her only choice is to let her talent break free. And I really like cooking books. I don't know. It's very enjoyable to me. And I really liked reading about Imani and kind of everything that's going on in her life. And, she doesn't have it easy, but she still has this passion and this vision and talent. And I loved watching her grow and, having some of her dreams come true. And yeah, it's just really, really good. A prom book, How Not to Ask a Boy to Prom. This one is just another one that kind of like made me laugh out loud, made me smile a lot. It's just, pretty lighthearted. Nolan Grant absolutely positively does not need a boyfriend. Sure, it might be nice to at least have his first kiss at some point, but Penn Valley High School is not exactly brimming with prospects. All things considered, Nolan is more than happy to ride out the rest of his junior year drawing narwhals, working at the greenhouse, getting smoothies from Wawa with his best friend Evie, and aggressively avoiding anything that involves an ounce-of-school spirit. Unfortunately for him, his adoptive big sister has other ideas. Ideas that involve too tight pants, a bag full of purple glitter, and worst of all, a non-refundable ticket to an under-the-sea themed junior-senior prom. Yes, so much fun. Prom season, get into it. Another prom book, You Should See Me in a Crown. I think this is prom, or is this homecoming? We'll find out when I read the summary. It is prom. Okay. Liz Lightly has always believed she's too black, too poor, too awkward to shine in her small, rich, prom-obsessed Midwestern town. But it's okay. Liz has a plan that will get her out of Campbell, Indiana forever. Attend the uber-elite Pennington College, play in their world-famous orchestra, and become a doctor. But when the financial aid she was counting on unexpectedly falls through, Liz's plans come crashing down, until she's reminded of her school scholarship for prom king and queen. There's nothing Liz wants to do less than endure a gauntlet of social media trolls, catty competitors, and humiliating public events. But despite her devastating fear of the spotlight, she's willing to do whatever it takes to get to Pennington. The only thing that makes it halfway bearable is the new girl at school, Mac. She's smart, funny, and just as much of an outsider as Liz, but Mac is also in the running for queen. Will falling for the competition keep Liz from her dreams or make them come true? So yes, I really like this one a lot. It's really cute, but at the same time does get into like some real issues too. And there's also like a really good story kind of like developing throughout between Liz and someone she used to be like best friends with, and you kind of find out like how they've had a falling out, like why that happened, why they haven't been able to like rekindle their friendship, and just like honestly like a good bit of friend drama in this, which I thought was interesting because it kind of, you've got like a lot going on. So yeah, while in my mind I'm always like, oh, cute, fun prom read, and I'm also like, yeah, but there's also some really good stuff and really relatable. So let's see. This one is also another favorite of mine, Darius the Great Deserves Better. This is book 2. The first book is Darius the Great Is Not Okay. So, Darius Kellner is having a bit of a year. Since his trip to Iran this past spring, a lot has changed. He's getting along with his dad, and his best friend, Sorab, is only a Skype call away. Between his first boyfriend, Landon, varsity soccer practices, and an internship at his favorite tea shop, things are falling into place. Then, of course, everything changes. Darius's grandmothers are in town for a long visit, and Darius can't tell whether they even like him. The internship is not going according to plan. Sorab isn't answering Darius's calls, and Dad is far away on business. And Darius is sure he really likes Landon, but he's also been hanging out with Chip Kusumanu, former bully and current soccer teammate, and well, maybe he's not so sure about anything after all. Darius was starting to feel okay, like he finally knew what it meant to be Darius Kellner. But maybe okay isn't good enough. Maybe Darius deserves better. And yeah, the first book, I kind of wanted to include it, but I was like, it's not really a feel-good book. It's an amazing book, and I highly recommend you read it and read this one. But it is kind of like it has a good ending, but it's not one that I would pick up if I'm I want to feel great right now, but this one I did feel though there is a lot of stuff that happens in it, I like that the overall trajectory is pretty positive, even though Darius is continuing to work through things and some issues in his life, but I'm yes, things are okay, and can they get better? Yes, they can. So yeah, it was really good. Really great, relatable characters. Darius is such a sweetheart. I love him. What else? If it makes you happy, this is one I read recently, and it's actually set after the main character graduates. So it's kind of post school, but it still kind of has that vibe, end of the school year vibes. So Winnie is living her best fat girl life and is on her way to her favorite place, Misty Haven, and her granny's diner, Goldine's. While there, she works in her fabulous 50s-inspired uniform, twirling around the diner floor and earning an obscene amount of tips. With her family and ungirlfriend at her side, she has everything she needs for one last perfect summer before starting school, until she becomes Misty Haven's summer queen in a highly anticipated matchmaking tradition that she wants absolutely nothing to do with. Newly crowned, Winnie is forced to take center stage at a never-ending list of community royal engagements. Almost immediately, she discovers that she's deathly afraid of it all. The spotlight, the photo shoots, and the way her Merry Haven summer king wears his heart, humor, and honesty on his sleeve. To salvage her summer, Winnie must conquer her fears, defy expectations, and be the best Winnie she knows she can be, regardless of what anyone else thinks of her. This one was great. I really liked Winnie a lot. She is such a positive person, though she does have her own struggles, and that is something that kind of comes up throughout, kind of reaches sort of a breaking point in the book. But overall, the book is a pretty lighthearted, fun read. There are definitely some things that happen in it and some characters that I'm oh my gosh, what? And yeah, I don't know, there's just this little small town. I'm this seems the most idyllic place in the world, and I want to go there, and I want to go to Goldine's diner, and I can't remember Winnie's girlfriend bakes all the time and makes cupcakes and works at a used bookstore, and I'm excuse me, this life sounds perfect. So there's just a lot in it that I just really enjoy. There's a lot of family elements and friendship elements and two that are really important to the plot. And yeah, it was just really a good read. So I would definitely recommend this. And I feel this would pair really well with The Fire on High, since both Winnie and oh my goodness, Imani both have like this passion for like, you know, kind of like, I don't know how you say it, like food service, like, you know, restaurants, like working in restaurants, having their own place. Even though Winnie's not really a cook, she's really great at all of the, like, the running the restaurant business. So, super good. And then I don't have time to, like, get into depth with these books right now, but I'm just gonna, like, show them and be like, hey, these are also great. Leah on the Offbeat. This is, if you've read Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, this is the next book, so it follows characters from that book, but focusing on Leah. This is one that's kind of like graduating senior year, kind of coming up with like where are we going to go to college, what happens next, romance, prom. Oh my gosh, so good. And I love Leah. She's just such an amazing character. Flashfire, this is book 2 of The Extraordinaries. So the first book is The Extraordinaries, and this one is like the only book I selected that's not a contemporary book. This one is like, is it contemporary? I don't know. They're superheroes, so but it just makes me laugh out loud. Like TJ Klune just can really write some really amusing stuff, and it's just like lots of hijinks, and I kind of think the main character reminds me a lot of Styles from Teen Wolf, like early season 1, season 2 Styles. So it's just, for me, it's a feel-good read, even though sometimes it can get like dramatic and angsty, you know, because superheroes. I'll Be the One. This one is such a good book. K-pop, reality TV competition, romance. Really cannot recommend this one enough. And I love this cover so much. It's just really good. Very, very fun. And then this one, Pride. This is a kind of retelling of Pride and Prejudice. And it's set in Brooklyn. And I think all of the characters are like, main characters are people of color. And yeah, I just thought it was a great retelling. And yeah, pretty fun. Lots of, I don't know, I thought it was a really interesting like take, and pretty generally upbeat. I don't know, it was really good. So those are my like spring break book selections for you all. So hopefully you'll get a chance to check these out or check some other books out. You can always come to the library and ask for recommendations. I love to talk about books with people. And in the video notes, I'll let you know if these books are available on Libby or Hoopla if you want to do ebooks and audiobooks. But that's all, and I will see you Wednesday when I'm going to be doing a spring break craft for a take-home craft. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.